Now, as I mentioned, I used quite a bit of hardware in order to put this little project together, but no piece of hardware was more essential than the SP-404 Mark II, and specifically Mark II, because there's a big distinction between this and earlier versions of the 404. The big thing is that I could sample from any source via USB. So having this with a computer meant that I was able to gather samples from all types of different places, which was a huge part of making me feel so empowered to work on this project. One way that I approach this, the big way that I approach this, having this connected via USB means that I can go into my system preferences, and I can go into my sound area, and I can make all the audio from my computer go out to the SP-404 Mark II. And this is how I ended up sampling a lot of different stuff from many different sources. There's a place where you can grab lots of royalty-free speeches, and this is actually one website that I did use to gather some content for this particular song. Just to give you an example of how this would work, let me just go ahead and select the 404 Mark II as my output. And now everything on my computer is going to output into the SP-404 Mark II. Hopefully I don't create any sort of weird feedback loop doing this. And then on my 404, I'm going to just enable the external source here so I can hear from the inputs and set it up so I can record to one of the blank pads, which in this case would be here. Let's go to this website. This is a website that I found, the greatest speeches of the 20th century. These are all royalty free. These are all in the public domain. So this is a good place to find stuff where you won't get in trouble, which is why I'm showing it here right now. If I play anything from here, it's going to go through my SP-404 and I'll be able to record it. So just as an example.
At long last, I am able to say a few words of my own.
Okay, so I'm recording here now.
I have never wanted to withhold anything. But until now, it has not been constitutionally possible.
Okay.
To speak.
I think that's fine. I don't know where you're going with that. Okay, so now that sample is
of my own.
Here.
Of my own. Of my own. Of my own.
All right, and I could do whatever. I can reverse this and flip it and do weird stuff. And run it through various effects, which I'll talk about next. So that was really the whole process for gathering samples for the majority of this project. Is a 404 connected to the computer, routing audio out of my computer into the 404. Once I've gathered the stuff that I want, what's really nice is then I can route the audio from the 404 directly into my DAW, in this case Bitwig. Just go right over here. Settings, input could now come from the 404. And this is all done just with a simple USB-C cable, which made the whole process a lot of fun. So pretty much all the samples that we're going to be hearing in this particular song were gathered using that process. This is a sample from a speech that we're going to hear in a little bit, which came from the website that I just showed you. Once I had the stuff here, it was a matter of running it through different effects and then sequencing it and recording it into Bitwig. So let's look at some of the effects that I was able to utilize on the 404 before getting stuff into Bitwig. And then we're going to break down this specific song and we'll look into how I not only gathered samples, but also the process of recording vocals.